Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Sabbath morning. Happy Sabbath to you all. And I want to remind you of that which I've just mentioned. The command of God to remember, he says, remember the seventh day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labour and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. It doesn't say remember the first day. And remember also in Deuteronomy 5, in Exodus 20, twice, the Lord said to keep the Sabbath day. The only thing written in stone, the only thing written and spoken by God are his 10 commandments. And of all of those, one is to remember, a memorial of our creation, of our relationship with him. It is the day that he sanctified and made holy. Only a holy God can make a day holy, the day of his choosing. Man has chosen another day, festivals, and in the name of God, as in Cain, who tried to present an offering to the Lord, which the Lord did not require, and it was rejected. So today the very same issues are coming up. And so we have this contrast that is in Revelation 13 of the beast, which causes those that dwell on the earth to worship the system of the beast or of the dragon. And then there is God, who is calling a people out to not receive that mark of the beast. That's in Revelation 14. To worship him, Revelation 14 verse 7, worship him that made heaven and earth, the sea and the fountains and waters. So it's taking us right back to the memorial of creation and the command which God gave in Exodus 20, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. All this and so much more is for those who want to be part of the universe and kingdom of God. Freedom, the natural world restored to its full beauty, no more sin, no more war, but is for those who are a commandment-keeping people. If you love me, keep my commandments. Daniel 12 tells us, at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince which standeth for the children of our people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. Prior to this, there is the war going on between the king of the north, the papacy, and the king of the south, the power of the Muslims. Fighting, war, bloodshed, this is what's going on today. And at that time, Michael shall stand up. Also gives us another indication. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This is the time in which we live. And at that time, Christ will come to resurrect the righteous dead. He will return to the earth in great glory. Every eye shall see him. Those also which pierced him, it says. So at this time, Christ will come to restore all things to his children, to give them the Eden, restore Eden that had been destroyed by sin, and to give us all the freedoms of the natural world. No more death and crying, no more bloodshed and war. So the papacy had a way of dealing with those who were Judaizers through the Inquisition. That is, those who were practicing Sabbaths and Old Testament health laws. Now the Jesuits took over from the Dominicans, and to a person who was practicing these things, that which God had commanded in the fourth commandment, they said, we'll get you to think about it. we want you to come back to the bosom of the church. But if not, we'll hand you over to the state, and the state would take you to the stake. So you can see how, in these modern times, the deadly wound was healed, the rise of the papacy again means that they are working through legislative power in the background to have the state do their bidding. And of course, the most powerful nation in the world is the USA, and we have them working in behind the scenes to bring the USA, that which was Protestant America, separation of church and state, to bring the opposite effect. And this will soon transpire. We see these things happening at this very present time. Look at these friends of mine who are my audience today. Aren't they beautiful and wonderful? God's creatures should not be eaten. In heaven, it says that the lion will lie down with the lamb and it shall eat straw. And so we have this message that the Bible gives us of the original diet and that which is the heavenly diet of those who would be translated. It has physical healing. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? Now, I thought it might be important, from what I had just spoken, to give a reference. And this is from the book The Jesuits, edited by Thomas Worcester. I have mentioned this elsewhere on the website. The Inquisition was founded to prosecute Judaizing conversos, namely individuals of Jewish ancestry, who continue to practice aspects of Mosaic law, such as dietary rules and rituals associated with the Sabbath. To Christian religious authorities, conversos who followed Jewish ceremonies were heretics because they appeared to be practicing two religions simultaneously, not to mention that they were practicing pagan ideas, Greek philosophy and Christianity, and hence, it says, to carry on, were betraying their baptismal vows. The Inquisition was supposed to find these Judaizing heretics and, if at all possible, enclose them again in the Christian community after eliciting from them an expression of repentance. If the suspected heretics refused to confess her errors and had sufficient eyewitness testimony against her, she would be relaxed to the secular arm, a phrase that meant released to the secular authorities and burnt at the stake. No apologies for this sort of practice. He is the Good Shepherd. He is the door by which the sheep enter into the green pastures. Those green pastures are His word and His promises, which become a physical reality. But if we are not law-abiding, if we do not abide by the character, by that which is specified, the fourth commandment, by His example, how He lived the fourth commandment, how He lived His life, then we cannot enter with Him into these green pastures.